Hi there, I'm Ed Moses, and welcome back to Project Mindset. Have you ever questioned the food you eat? I do all the time, actually. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about organic food versus the conventional foods that we eat. And, a lot of people, they don't care, they don't think it's a big deal, whatever, that's fine. But I'm not doing this video to scare anybody, I'm really not, but I do want to make people aware of the food they put in there themselves, because if you knew what you were eating, you probably wouldn't be too excited about it. I'm just saying. But anyway, let me explain a little bit of how I got involved with this. Wasn't so long ago, I was at a friend's house when we were watching a documentary on organic foods and versus the conventional foods. And I saw some stuff that really scared me. Honest to God, scared me. I couldn't believe, what I was seeing. And at that very moment, it was like, you know what? I'm going to change right now. I am going to watch the foods I eat, because I swear to you, before this show, I had never even thought twice about buying organic foods. I never even really thought about, what the difference was. I just thought it's just grown differently or whatever. I never thought about the reason behind it. It just never occurred to me. And so, as it went on, I started to realize, for all these years I've been putting this food in my system, and I don't have any idea what it's doing to me, and how it's changed me, and all the possibilities of like cancer and other illnesses that can, come from some of these chemicals and GMOs that we're eating. So now I'm going to go into some things here just to wake you up and let you know, like what's in our water supply, for instance. Now, a lot of us already know we have chlorine in our water supply. They say, well, it's a safe amount. Well, if you drink a lot of water, what's a safe amount? I drink a lot of water. I'm a runner, I'm an athlete, so I do drink a lot of water. And I would like to know what a safe amount is. If I'm drinking, 2-3 gallons of water a day, how much chlorine am I drinking from the city water, right? So the thing you got to realize when it comes to chlorine, they put it in swimming pools to kill the bacteria. It kills things. It can give skin infections, it's cancerous, it can do all kinds of bad things to your health. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to go into all these bad things. You can go on the internet and read that. The other thing that's in our water supply that they want you to think is good for you is fluoride. Okay, fluoride. Okay, yeah, it's good for your teeth, right? That's so they tell you. Well, I'm kind of finding out it's not really good for your teeth. It doesn't do anything for your teeth, really. It's just something the government and the medical field decided was a good idea to say. The original reason they started putting fluoride in our water supply was because aluminum plants had an abundance of it from the manufacturing of aluminum, or whatever they do to process aluminum, and they didn't know where to throw it. They didn't have anywhere to put it. So, I have a good idea. We'll put it in the water supply and tell everybody that it's healthy. It's good for your teeth, good for your bones, whatever. It's not good for you. It's actually unhealthy for you in the sense of cancer. If you read any information on India and the fluoride in the country of India, you'll find that it's causing disfigured people. Not only does it do that, but it causes our minds to regress. We're not as smart as we could be. So that's not a good thing either. Wouldn't you like to be as smart as you could possibly be? Some people probably don't think they're smart at all, and getting off this fluoride, you might be surprised at your memory. You might be surprised at what you're capable of. I don't even use fluoride toothpaste anymore. I buy this stuff from a company called Tom's. It's fluoride free, and I never have cavities. I've been using it for years. So, fluoride, that's a bunch of crap. Here's the other thing. Let's talk a little bit more about fluoride and chlorine in our vegetables. You go to a grocery store and you buy vegetables. You got some grocery stores, you got a little bit of an area for the organic vegetables. Okay, well that's great. You know, that's where you should be looking. A lot of people say, oh, it's too expensive, and they are higher priced. Yeah, well they're not bulk raised like some of the other ones in these greenhouses. Here's the thing you got to realize about the vegetables you're buying that is not from, you know, an organic farm. They're being watered from the city water supplies, therefore they're getting the chemicals that the city water has in it in those vegetables. It's not going away. It's actually it's in the vegetables. You don't see it. You may not even taste it, but it's in there. So the chlorine, the fluorides, and whatever else they use to purify your water is inside those vegetables, and you're eating it. So if you think you're drinking bottled water to stay away from the fluoride and other contaminants, well, you may want to get rid of those vegetables too, because you're still putting the same contaminants in your body because you're not eating an organic vegetable. I'm just saying, you know, it's just something to think about. Now let's take the vegetables up another level. Have you ever heard of a GMO? That's a genetically modified organism or a food. It's genetically modified. Basically, somebody took this like corn seed to a science lab and changed the DNA in it for you. And now you're eating it. You got all these different vegetables that you eat. You have no idea they've been genetically modified. You have no idea what the long-term effect of that food is. And believe me, science, there's been some studies and it's not so good. I don't even want to go there. I mean, you can find this out on the internet. I mean, I could try to tell you, it would be a long-ass video, but I'm not going to. I want you to look it up on the internet. So here's what I'm getting at. Organic vegetables, you're so much better off because at least you know that you're not eating something that was in a science lab. You're not eating something that's got cleaning supplies in it or some aluminum waste product that they didn't know what to do with. You're not eating that. You're not putting that in your body that way. So if you're eating organic foods, it's a plus. Now let's go on to meats. Let's talk about organic food versus conventional meats. Okay, now we're touching another subject. Now this is specifically in pigs and cattle or cows, whatever. You know, it's they basically they put hormones in these animals to beef them up, make them bigger. Basically, it's steroids, and then they put that out on the meat market shelves, and people are buying this, eating it, and they wonder why they get sick, why some people are getting anger issues, why kids are growing taller, especially little girls are growing up to be these really tall people these days. And believe me, that's not natural. That's coming from foods that you shouldn't be putting in your body with steroids in it, these meats. It's not natural, it's not healthy, it's shortening people's lives, it's cancerous. I mean, it causes genetic problems. You know, it's just all these things, and we're eating it, and then nobody wants to tell you about it. So, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I mean, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make you aware of what you're putting in your body, and it's kind of important to understand these things so that when you don't feel good and you look back and realize, you know, the foods I've been eating all these years, do I really know what I've been eating? Do I really know how I've changed my DNA? Because it changes you. It changes you in ways that you don't understand and nobody wants to tell you about. And I don't even think science understands how it's changing you. It's really, I think I'd like to see it stop, personally. Now, I'm going to tell you about some foods that you should totally avoid. And, well, don't avoid it if you can get an organic source, of course. But what I'm saying is there's some foods that you need to shy away from, and corn is number one. Stay away from corn. That is one of the most genetically modified foods you can buy. And you buy it in corn flakes, you buy it in, corn flour, all this, there's a lot of things that have corn fillers in and all this. And you're probably eating a GMO and don't even know it. Another one is soy. There's a lot of soy in a lot of our foods. I always buy organically produced soy because I'm like really funny about it. I make a lot of Asian food and I use soy in a lot of my foods, and I'm very funny about that. So another thing is sugar. Look at all the sugary things we eat and drink in our, as in our diets. Sugar is high on that list. An unusual one, and I don't eat much papaya, but papaya is on the list of highly GMO'd foods. Canola, there's a lot of canola oil that we use, in cooking and stuff like that. And then a lot of dairy products have, GMOs in it as well, because let's face it, they're eating a lot of these foods and the seeds in the meals and the slop that we give them, like the pigs and the chickens, and so they're eating it too, and then it's in their system, and then when they get slaughtered, you're eating it. So you're still, you're getting it, but more down the food chain. So it's not something you're avoiding. Now, one good thing though, you don't have to worry about like hormones in like poultry. They don't do that to poultry. It's only done in like your mammal type creatures that are your beef and your pork and stuff like that. So I don't know about lamb. I really didn't research that. So, but anyway, it's out there. You got to be careful. Try to eat as much organic foods as you can. It's so much better for you. And you may think, well, I'm paying more money up front for it that I want to. I don't want to pay that much extra for food. Well, think about the hospital bills you're going to have if you're sick all the time with cancer and what other illnesses you're going to get from eating this crap. So just make you aware. So, but anyway, when I create a project mindset, I'm always looking for a better way of doing things. And in my mind, finding healthier foods to eat is a much better way of doing things. And I'm just trying to pass that on to you. So how you use project mindset, that's totally up to you. But I can tell you one thing, it is just a better way. So I appreciate you watching the video. I enjoyed making this video for you, and have a great day. Thanks a lot, now. Bye.